Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be breaking down the Nhl Dfs slate for Monday, January 16th. And we got ourselves a 6-game slate here tonight where I'm going to go through a couple of my favorite line stacks, some of my favorite individual plays, and some of my favorite value plays. And then we'll wrap up today's video talking a little prize picks. With that being said, let's dive into my spreadsheet here. And we're going to kick things off here like we always do in the top left-hand corner with those highest implied game totals, where you can see 3 of these games are coming in with an implied total of 6.5 goals. 2 games coming in at 6 goals even, and then this game between the Capitals and Islanders coming in at 5.5. And then take a look down here at the Vegas odds, where you can see each team who's favored to win tonight. Now, here's a quick update in terms of where I'm at for video content this week. You can see I'm putting out an NHL video for you guys Monday through Thursday. Not going to have anything out for that Friday slate, being that it is just 2 games, but I do plan on breaking down that Saturday slate. With that being said, let's dive into a couple of line stacks that I like here for tonight, starting with that first line for the St. Louis Blues. We got Thomas centering Buchnevich and Kyrou. Now, these 3 have definitely had some ups and downs this year, but when they're on their game, they really do have some massive upside. And I like the matchup at home here tonight against the Ottawa Senators, who have really struggled defensively here as of late, and their goaltending has not been very good, having allowed 21 goals in just their past 4 games. And these 3 here all currently playing up on the #1 power play, so it's a very strongly correlated line stack as well, and for what it's worth, relatively affordable too. Now, another line stack I like here tonight is that second line for the Pittsburgh Penguins, and honestly, I like the top 2 lines in general. They have a great matchup at home here tonight against the Anaheim Ducks, who've allowed a league-high 4.16 goals per game this season, and have the 3rd worst penalty kill in the NHL, that's hit at just a 71.1% rate, and they've also taken the 2nd most minor penalties in the NHL, so we should see the Penguins on the power play a handful of times tonight. I lean towards this second line here of Malkin, Zucker, and Raquel over that first line of Crosby, Gensel, and Rust, being that they are projected for lower ownership and they are cheaper. But like I said, I do like both lines in general here tonight, considering how good the matchup is. We're going to see Malkin and Raquel on this second line play up on the #1 power play, and then Zucker plays down on the second. Now, folks, before we dive into some of my favorite individual plays here, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. And for those of you who are on Discord, don't forget I am running a channel there as well. If you want to join that, there's a link to do so in the description below. We got a great group of people in there talking some hockey and talking some prize picks too. Alright, now diving into some of my favorite individual plays here, we're going to kick it off with the forwards. The first guy I got there is Tim Stützle of the Ottawa Senators, and I think this game between the Senators and Blues is just one we can target in general tonight. Definitely some high scoring potential there. Just talked about the Senators and how they haven't been great defensively as of late. That's kind of been the case for the St. Louis Blues all year long. Kind of ridden a roller coaster this year. Some games they do look good and kind of look like a playoff team. Other nights they look like one of the worst teams in the NHL. So again, definitely some high scoring potential in this one. Stützle plays up on the first line, plays on the #1 power play. Has really been solid all year long, averaging a point per game or just above it. He's got 39 points in 38 games. You can see he's been solid here over his past 10 too, having racked up 8 goals, 4 assists, 12 points, while averaging around 3 shots on net per game. I then got Artemi Panarin there of the New York Rangers, who's also in a good matchup tonight against his former team in the Columbus Blue Jackets, a team that has struggled defensively all year long, having allowed 3.95 goals per game this season. That's the 2nd most in the NHL. Now, Panarin plays down on the second line, but plays up on the #1 power play, and logs anywhere from 18 to 20 minutes per game. And he, for whatever reason, well, not for whatever reason, there's always that revenge narrative against the Columbus Blue Jackets, but even before that, when he played with Chicago, this is a team that he's played very well against. You can see in 11 career games against the Blue Jackets, he scored 9 goals, had 9 assists, 18 points, and he's definitely not been afraid to shoot the puck either. Now, stacking up Panarin with Vincent Trocheck definitely makes sense, being that they both play on that second line together and up on the #1 power play, and for what it's worth, in terms terms of a mini stack, it's very affordable here considering the upside in this matchup. At $5,200 for a guy that could go for 20, 25, even 30 plus DraftKings points, not bad at all. Trocheck hasn't putting up massive numbers here as of late, but he has been solid all year long playing with Panarin, and again, really just like this matchup against the Blue Jackets. Now, folks, as we dive into these 4K plays here, just want to let you know I am not really thrilled about the 2 to 4K range here tonight at the 4 position. I definitely prefer to spend up at the 4 position in general here tonight. Backlund has played good hockey as of late, and actually his line, I'm going to put this stat up on the board here right now. They've been very good this year. In fact, in terms of expected goals per 60 minutes, they've been the best in the NHL. So if you are looking for a very cheap contrarian line stack tonight, you could certainly go with that third line for the Calgary Flames. I'm going to pull up Backlund's numbers here too. You can see just 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points over his past 10, but he has been firing the puck at a very high rate. He's probably a little too expensive at $4,900 in my opinion, but definitely someone who can go for 15, 20 plus DraftKings points. And again, if you're looking for a contrarian line stack tonight, I don't mind that third line for Calgary. And then I got Tyler Seguin there of the Dallas Stars. This is probably my favorite value play here in the 4K range, but like I said, in general, the 2 to 4K range, not very appealing in my opinion here tonight. But Seguin is currently playing up on that first line, being that Rope Hintz is still day to day. He's playing on the number 1 power play too. He's only just played 4 games up on that first line since Hintz got hurt, but he's been very solid playing with Pavelski and Robertson. You can see there 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points in his past 4 games with 10 shots on net. Now, moving over here to the defensemen, and the top 3 guys that I have listed of Adam Fox, Justin Falk, and Ty Smith, I'm targeting them on their team's number 1 power play, stacking them up with forwards if I can. Adam Fox has been very solid for the Rangers really all year long. 9 goals, 35 assists, 44 points in 44 games. He's got 2 goals, 8 assists, 10 points in his past 10, averaging around 3 shots on net per game, averaging around 2 block shots per game, racking up DraftKings points in a number of different ways. That is translated to 14 DraftKings points per game over his past 10, and this is a guy who's got 25, 30 plus DraftKings point upside, especially in a matchup like this against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now with Justin Falk here, he can be a little bit boom bust. He's got just 3 points in his past 10 games, but he does have 22 on the season in 44 games, so about a half point per game type of player. And he's someone who does have 15, 20 plus DraftKings point upside. He's got a hell of a shot as well. The more he uses it, the more he finds himself on the score sheet. Hopefully he does that here tonight, like I said, in a good matchup against the Ottawa Senators, who have really struggled defensively as of late. And again, playing Falk on that number 1 power play with guys like Buchnevich, Thomas, and Jordan Kyrou. And then with Ty Smith there, again, targeting him on the number 1 power play for the Pittsburgh Penguins, stacking him up with guys like Malkin and Raquel, or you could even go with a little stack with that first line of Crosby and Gensel. His price is creeping up here game by game, but rightfully so, being that he's playing around 20 minutes per night, and again, on that number 1 power play in a great matchup here tonight against the Anaheim Ducks. And then I got K'Andre Miller there of the New York Rangers, and I don't feel the need to stack him up on that number 2 power play, but if you wanted to, you certainly could. He's just been playing some really good hockey here as of late, playing in all situations, not only on that number 2 power play, plays on the penalty kill as well, logs around 22, 23 minutes per night, and he's racked up 3 goals, 6 assists, 9 points in his past 10 games, averaging around 10.5 DraftKings points per game. And then I got a couple of goaltenders there for you, and Ilya Sorokin and UC Soros. Sorokin here has been very solid, especially at home this year, and while his record doesn't always reflect that, you can see he's just 9-7-1 at home. His numbers outside of that are absolutely fantastic. He's got a goals allowed average of 1.76 and a save percentage of .941, averaging around 18.1 DraftKings points per game. And then UC Soros there at $7,300 I thought was a little too cheap, especially considering they are back at home now. He's had some massive games, especially as of late. He's 6-3-1 over his past 10, with the goals allowed average of 2.49 and a save percentage of .934, averaging around 21.5 DraftKings points per game. And as always, going to wrap up this spreadsheet here with 3 low-priced options or sub 4K forward plays. But again, everyone, I am far from thrilled about this 2 to 3K range here tonight, and even the 4K range for the forward position. Probably just going to spend up here in general. These first two plays are primarily opportunity plays. First one I got there is Jack Roslovic of the Columbus Blue Jackets, who is currently playing up on that first line right now with Johnny Gaudreau and Patrick Laine. Two very talented wingers there. He does play on that number 2 power play as well, but I'm not really interested in that. Next is Alexis Lafreniere there of the New York Rangers, who is currently playing up on that first line with Zibanejad, playing on the number 1 power play too. You could do a little mini stack with him and Zibanejad, maybe mix in an Adam Fox. I certainly don't mind him at that price of $3,500, but hasn't been overly productive this year. And then Blake Coleman, you could do a little stack there with him and Michael Backlund. Like I said, that third line general for Calgary has been solid this year, and Coleman's been solid as of late himself, having racked up 3 goals to assist 5 points in his past 7 games. And then to wrap up this video here, want to talk a little prize picks with you guys. I'm going to keep this short and sweet though, because we do have some afternoon games and I want to go through those picks. Hopefully we can get some of those out to you guys. You all know the deal though. I want to do my research, go through these diligently, and then let you know my final picks in a comment below on this video, and I'll be sure to pin that comment as well. And don't forget everyone, I am posting those picks in my Discord too. If you want to join that channel, there's a link to do so in the description below. Now for those of you who have not signed up for prize picks yet but want to get in on this action, I got a promo code that you should definitely take advantage of. When you're signing up, use my promo code GRIFF, GRIFF, and PrizePicks will give you all the way up to a $100 match deposit. Now you do not have to put $100 in either. If you want to put in 50, they'll match 50. You want to put in 20, they'll match 20. Hell, you got $5 laying around. You want to deposit that $5, they will match it. Like I said, they'll match anything up to $100. Again, as long as you're using my promo code GRIFF, GRIFF, upon signing up. Alright everyone, that's going to wrap up today's video. As always, thank y'all for taking the time out of your day to watch the content here on this channel. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Let's have ourselves a great day here, folks. Let's win some money on this 6-game slate. In the meantime, I'm out of here.